Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and of course, you can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we are going to be breaking down, a little bit about what happened last night. Shout out to Kurt Nickerson. He asked me, did I take it down? No, man, I didn't take it down. Hey, boy, listen, I had the fish on a hook. Boy, hey, I was on the ass, boy. I had a fish on the hook, man. I ended up finishing third. I think I got it kind of here. Yeah, man. I finished third in the 20 entry early slate. Yeah, I finished third in that one, man. And it was a really solid showing, bro. Like, the lineup finished with 220.9. Had Dickey, Kluber, Maxwell, Zimmerman, Murphy, Rendon, Trey Turner, Brian Goodwin, the Olsen kid, and Malik Smith. And yo, how about Michael A. Taylor? I said I liked him, but I didn't want to play him. And you know the relationship I have with Michael A. Taylor. Anytime I like him and I don't play him, the dude goes nuts. And I think some of y'all should have been on him just for the simple fact that I said I liked him, but I wasn't going to play him. That dude, man, oh my God, that dude had an awesome game. Oh yeah, we're gonna get him next time, and they see us. They see us. Yo, and it was funny because one of the homies, man, just recently joined the shop today. Actually, sent me a really solid. He was like, yo, every contest I enter, I see that logo somewhere in the top, and because of that, I decided to join you all. Beautiful. That's what I like to see. Because guess what? It ain't all me. I ain't the only person winning. It ain't all me, and I love that. I love the fact that you guys attract other people to want to be down with us, man, and to grow the fam. I love it. And honestly, truth be told, this lineup, same guy that jumps, he thinks the wife beaters are bringing the cash. Well, I'm gonna keep on rocking them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep on rocking them. This is from the Darren Collison collection. Yeah, this the hit a chick special. So yo, this great lineup, man. Really nice night. I had this lineup entered not only in the 20 entry max, but I also had it in the solo shot, and I finished second in the solo shot. Would have taken down any single entry that I entered, man. But hey, and see, that's part of my strategy, and I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna tell you. This is what I do. This is what I do. I love the 20 entry max. I love the single entry buy-ins. Like those are what I love. The single entries, the 12, the 5, the 3, and the 1. Okay, and I've got, of course, the 20 entry max. Well, I'm rolling out 10 stacks. So I've got 40. Most days I've got $40 invested in the 20 entry max. I've got $10 invested in the solo shot because I got 10 stack lineups that I'm rolling out. And I take, of those 10 stacks I make, man, my top 4 stacks, I rank them. And the one I like the most, I put in the 12. The one I like second, I put in the 5. The one I like third, I put in the 3. The one I like least out of those 4 stacks, I put it in the $1. And I'm gonna be real with you, because I got the cats in the shop right here open. Yo, Mike Lanahan, what's up? They call me ACP. What's up, big bro? So I'm gonna keep it real with you. The lines that I build, bro, they'll tell you. If you want to know about they'll tell you. Like, they're available for anyone, anybody today that felt like scoring 220 points in the sweatshop. You could have, because you could have. I can't, get too much into why, but if you wanted to score 221 points today, you had the opportunity to do that if you were inside of the line drive. Okay, so yeah, man, it's really dope. Great night for me, man. Finished at about 25 times my buy-in. I had about $70 invested. Ended up coming out with about 1,700. So that was solid, man. That was good, man. That's grocery and bill money, baby. I'm all about that. You know what I'm saying? And the bankroll management is still intact. It's still intact. All right. So yo, Kurt Nick, I'm gonna get with you on that off camera. I'm gonna get with you on that. So yo, I'm really glad about today, man. Glad we had some success in the shop. A lot of cats other than me got to the money. It was a really good one. Go ahead and hit me up on Twitter, YouTube, DFS Jerusalem. Go ahead and give me that follow there. Where I tweet all the time. My wife tells me to stop tweeting so much, but I can't stop. So today we've got a 15 game all day slate popping off. Let me go to, let me see what's up. Where we at? Okay, no. Yeah, we got a 15 game slate right here. and we're gonna pop that open, man. And it's an all-day joint. All right. So of course at 1:10 the first pitch goes out. We got 9 games in the early. I love that. I love a 9-game slate for a couple reasons. Number one, I like it because there's a good chance that the stacks that I like the most are not going to be as highly owned. Number two, individual player ownership does matter, so we can get a little more jiggy in our stacks. And this is where you don't have to just go 1 through 5. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, my top 4 stacks that I put my single entries, all of those are straight up 1 through 5. Like I gotta love 1 through 5 for them to make my top line, right? Yeah, the 9 game is gonna serve pretty much as the main slate because we do have an afternoon slate at 6 of 6 games at 4:05. And all right, right around this time, I will be standing up screaming hallelujah, enjoying myself in the name of Jesus in church. Right around the time the 2:05 game starts, I'm going to be looking at my phone, and at 4:05, I'm going to be wanting to get the hell out of church, but I'm not going to be able to. Okay, that's what's going to be going on. So here we go. We're going to open that up too, and we're going to be working, of course, from Roto QL. This is a spot that I really love. I just like the template for this, man, and I like the way the optimization features work. Once we set it and get the guys that we really like, I can go in there and tweak it, change it, do whatever I want to do with it. So if this is a paid service, man, if it's something that you think you might like, I've got a referral code that I can hit you up with. And matter of fact, let me click this and see where it takes me. See where it takes me. Oh, I have to do a bunch of different sign up and login type stuff. So I'll get back to that, and I'll post it in the video. I'll post it in the video if you want to get down with RotoQL, man. Really solid site. So like I said, we've got 9 games in the all day. Should be 9 games in the whatchamacallit? In the what's gonna be the main slate. We got 9 games there. So how about the Oakland A's stack? I loved the Oakland. My top 4 stacks yesterday were, number 1 was I think it was, who did I have? I think I had it written down. Okay, I was on number 1 was Chicago. I like Chicago. They did pretty well. My second favorite stack was Tampa. They did decent, but got outscored by Baltimore. My third was the Washington Nationals, and my 4th was the Oakland A's. And Oakland was nuts. I mean, Oakland was nuts. The only problem with the Oakland stack was the usual suspects weren't the one hitting jacks. We saw 3 cats that were rookies who hit their first career home run in the same game. And every time the ball flew over the fence, I was like, this is BS. Because Yonder Alonso should have been hitting them. Chris Davis should have been hitting them. But I was kind of happy that Matt Olson hit 2 of them, because that's a guy that we were really on in the shop. And my guaranteed jacker, they did not come through. It was Giancarlo Stanton. I'm sorry about that. If you played him, you didn't hit the jack. That's my bad. But here, looking on this 9-game slate, going to start at 110. We got Michael Pineda. We've got Urban Santana, Sonny Gray, Jason Hamill, Jake Odorizzi, Julio Teheran, Mike Montgomery, Edison Volquez, Tanner Rourke, Derek Holland, Liriano, Zach Davies. So this is not a heavy pitcher slate at the top. Okay, we're going to have to find some guys in the mid-level, some mid-grade guys to really get us through. But what that does say about this slate is we can pay up for the bats that we like. And in the sweatshop, we know that's where we thrive. When we can get any bat we want, we kill. Okay? When we get trapped into pitching because, oh, this guy, you got to play him, Corey Kluber, you got to play him. When we get, oh, you got to play Kershaw. You know that when we get in those spots where a pitcher is kind of, determined, or our pitchers are determined by, what the chalk is going to be, it kind of puts us in a tough spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, we love to go out and actually roster the guys that we like as far as batsmen. And that's when we are at our best. So let's go ahead, man. We're here on RotoQL. First game is the Minnesota Twins and the Cleveland Indians here. We got Urban Santana and Josh Tomlin. 6K for Josh Tomlin. Urban Santana is at 9.2. Now, we know Josh Tomlin is a part of a stable of Cleveland Indian pitchers who love to throw the curveball, man. Oh, my God. The cats throw the curveball, and it's very hittable in some spots. So I do think I'm going to have some exposure to some of those Minnesota bats. Do not love Josh Tomlin, but we're going to open him up at a 9.5 run total here with 18 mile per hour winds coming back toward the batter box. 5.7, 15.85. The last time against Minnesota had 25.8. So that's something to take a look at. That game was at home. at Progressive Field. Okay, now we got Urban Santana at 9.2. Now Urban Santana is a guy who nobody really loves to pay up for, and he just hasn't been a heavily rostered cat all throughout the slate. But I think he could be in line for a win here, and for that reason, I'm going to ignore what happened against Seattle, what happened against Chicago. Look at what happened against San Fran, man. That was in San Fran, so you kind of expected that type of performance. But against the Angels, he got hit up. Look at his best game of the season. Oh my God, it's just okay. No, thank you. His best game was against the White Sox, but he did put up 38 against Baltimore. Everybody has crushed Baltimore. Bro, Cats is going to the All-Star game from playing against Baltimore. Jeez. So Santana's a guy that people are going to be down on. Not going to see a ton of ownership on him, but I kind of like him in the spot. I think Santana's a guy that I can play. I'm going to like Santana here. Let's take a look at what happens with the Cleveland Indians. They're fairly disciplined at the plate, sporting a league best 16% K rate. The 215 ISO is kind of scary, along with a 367 WOBA. So this is not going to be a really, it's not going to be a spot where you're going to see a lot of people playing. It's just not. And I think the Indians are kind of slumping right now. So I might want to get a piece of that and look at Urban Santana. The next game we got is going to be the Chicago Cubs and, of course, the Miami Marlins. We got Mike Montgomery, the left-hander, at 6.8. And we didn't really see them like hit up the lefties yesterday, man. I mean, Lester, of course, is not Mike Montgomery. He's way better. But we didn't see Miami really, the righties, at all, like hit up the lefty Lester. And maybe that could be, something we can look to today. Because you take a look at it, 22 in his last start. That was against San Diego, but 11 against the Mets and 11.4 against Colorado. And I was about to say the magic word to make you not want to play him. He hasn't had a negative game yet. Well, every time I've said that, the guy goes out and has a negative game. So I said it. So you might not want to play Mike Montgomery. As a matter of fact, man, I'm going to put Giancarlo Stanton back on Jack Watch. And I don't like to... My jack of the day, my guaranteed jack of the day, the rule I made for myself is he has to be under 4K. So I cannot go back to Giancarlo Stanton. But I do like him and Marcell Ozuna in the spot. I also think you look to the bottom of the order as well and grab some righties from there. So we've got a 9-run total. It could be solid. Could be solid. Edison Volquez at 6.7. This is a dude that just doesn't go out and get shelled, man. He got one negative game on the season. That came against Seattle, in Seattle, negative 0.65. The rest of them have been very solid. This dude did have a complete game, shutout, perfect type game or whatever. Scored 53 against Arizona. So this is a guy that does have, incredible get you out stuff. Not strikeout stuff, but get you out stuff. Pitches to contact, which could be bad against Chicago. So I'm going to take a look at Volquez. Going to look at Chicago. I really like to play pitchers against Chicago, but I'm going to give him a little bit of consideration here. Next game we got is the Baltimore Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays. Just stack Tampa and stop it. I'm just stack Tampa and stop it. Jake Odorizzi at 7.9. Also, we've got Chris Tillman at 5K. And I'm going to make a lineup against the Baltimore Orioles from a pitching perspective every time out. Because as you can see, man, the best games pitchers have had during the season have all been against the Baltimore Orioles. And they've got to show me that that's changed. Okay? 12, 6, 23, negative 0.95, 10, 20. So he's been fairly consistent. Had a couple of bad games here and there. But Jake Odorizzi is a guy that I think you can play at 7.9 against a very strikeout-prone Orioles team. 24.2% K rate. That's good for 5th worst in the league. 179 ISO here with a 336 WOBA. The bats have woken up just a touch, but I still think that Jake Odorizzi is a guy that has just enough to get a lot of those guys out. So I'm going to play some Odorizzi here. The slate is wide open tomorrow. No different ace on the mound. That is so true. Lafayette Payne, that's true. You got Chris Tillman at 5K. No, don't do it. Just don't do it. Stacks in Tampa. Move on with it. Next game, we got another installment of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. Finally, is a 0% chance of rain in Atlanta. We got Zach Davies and Julio Teheran. Teheran at 7.7. Davies at 6.1. I'm not on Davies. I think I like some Atlanta bats here. But Teheran is interesting. In a 9.5-run total. Okay, this is a guy that has really surprised us this year. And he surprised us both ways. Because we really thought against Toronto he would be a decent play, but he ended up getting shelled, negative 13.25. We thought he would get shelled against Washington, ended up putting up 17.5 points at 6.6. So we still see the price is fairly good on him at 7.7. Going up against the Milwaukee Brewers, a team that can strike out a lot, And, you know, they're fourth in the league, worse than the Orioles in K rate at 245. The ISO has since gone down to 200. It was up above 200 recently with a WOBA of 320. So I think that Teheran is going to be in play at home. I want to take a look at his home road splits to see just how he fares at the crib. At home against San Fran, 10.9. Away, 17. Home, 13. Home, 21. He got shelled at home, 13. Home, 2. Home, 6. Home. Yo, the dude is bad at home. Teheran is bad at home. Wow. That's a riddle. Maybe I don't like Teheran. Zach Davies, 6.1. Not a guy I like, man. A couple of negative starts in his last two. There's usually a knuckleball hangover, too. It's coming from Jeremy Ladd. Nah, I can't keep it Teheran. Next game we got is going to be the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Boston Red Sox. We got Doug Fister and Parker Bridwell for the Angels, man. Bridwell at 4.9. Last time, I think he had a decent start. No, that was against Atlanta, 14.7. 9.05 against the Yankees. That wasn't very good. We're taking a look at Doug Fister here at 4.6. Very cheap. I haven't seen anything on him so far this season. That's going to leave me an 11-1 total to take a look at some of the bats here. I kind of like it. Yeah, it's that park, bro. Lafayette Payne, we talk about Julio Teheran. It's got to be the park. It's got to be the park. And he's at home, so I don't love him. Talking about Teheran. Bridwell, give me some information on Doug Fister. As it stands right now, I'm going to be taking a look at both bats in this spot. Not going to be in love with Bridwell or Doug Fister here. Let's take a look at what both of these teams do. Now, we know the Angels don't strike out a lot, and that's why I kind of don't want to attack them with a pitcher. We've got them. Where are my Angels here? Oh, man. They've since climbed up. 23.9% K rate here. 167 ISO, 316 WOBA. Whoa. They've since climbed up. Recently, they were like toward the bottom in K rate. Now they strike out a ton. Okay. Well, they've been striking out a ton. Then we got the Red Sox here. Now, this team is definitely a lot more disciplined at the plate. 25th in K rate, 18.7. Just doesn't hit the ball for a ton of extra bases, man. 167 ISO here. But the 337 WOBA is something that we can consider. So I do like the bats in this spot more than I like the pitching. The next game we got is going to be the Cincinnati Reds and the Washington Nationals. We got Scott Feldman here at 5.8. And I just do not play pitchers against Washington, man. Tanner Roark, 6.6. I kind of like that. But I was on Cincinnati a little bit yesterday, and they just did not have a good offensive game. They still got a good lefty-righty matchup, and I think people are going to be depending on Tanner Roark, to get them by with some pitching. He's the guy that I am going to consider because he's so cheap, but I would consider him more if there was a high-priced pitcher that I just had to pay up for. But I think I don't have to go there. I can go with two other mid-level guys and still be fine. So I'm going to be looking more toward the bats on both sides in this game. This could be a game stack. It really could be, because we're going to see somewhat of a discount, for a couple of guys on the Cincinnati side. I mean, you look at, Zach Kozar, who could be coming back at 3.1. You're going to like that. Votto, if he's under 5K, you're going to like him in a lefty-righty matchup. So I think we can play both sides of this, man. And you look at Bryce Harper, who has been, kind of struggling at the plate. I know he hit like a walk-off double the other game. Just didn't have a very good one yesterday. So, Harper's going to bounce back. He's going to. Last 3 games, 7, 0, and 13. So that's a no jacks in the last 3. I definitely think that he can hit one out against Scott Feldman here. So Feldman in his last couple of starts, 16, 9, 25. That's pretty decent. Those are against Tampa Bay, San Diego, and St. Louis. All decent power hitting teams. Taking a look at Roark in his last few starts, he was pretty good towards the middle part of the season. 20 and 26 against San Fran and Seattle, but kind of tailed off a lot, man. And he got hit up by Miami the other day. So he's going to be looking to bounce back. But I'll just steer clear of the pitching in this spot and really focus on the bats here. Next game, we got the Texas Rangers and my New York Yankees. We got Michael Pineda, who is going to be going against Nick Martinez here. Martinez at 4.7 in his last couple of starts. 17 against Toronto, 8.95, 5.19. He does have upside at that 4.7 price point, but against my Yankees, man, at home, I can't do it. I'm going to continue to stack the Yankees in the Bronx till they show me some love. We got Michael Pineda at 11.7. He's going to be the highest salaried pitcher on the slate. 19.9, 32, -4. No, I can't do it. Not against this. Yo, not when like the best of the Texas Rangers are going to be left-handed power. You look at, you know, if they get Gallo back here, you're going to see, you know, Odor, Sinchuchu, Nomar Mazara. Like this could be tough. And while I don't think that, oh, they just hang up 10 runs on Pineda, I need him to pitch 7 innings of scoreless baseball with 10 Ks to really pay off that 11.7 price, and I don't think that happens with the Texas Rangers here. I just don't see that happening. Next game we got is going to be the Oakland Athletics and the Chicago White Sox. Sonny Gray is a guy that I do like. I like Sonny Gray here. I like Sonny Gray in this spot. I think he can be a very solid play. I also like the Oakland A's. I think that they've seen some things from some of those younger guys, man, and that's going to continue to grow. You look at Matt Olson, is priced at 2.1, still very cheap after 2 jacks. Yo, I like Oakland tomorrow, and I like Sonny Gray. Looking at the White Sox here, Derek Holland at 6.4, -8, 19, -4, -13. Can't play him. There's just so much power and ISO. The A's are second in the league in K rate, 25.1, with a 160 ISO and a 328 WOBA. Those numbers are down a little bit, but well, actually the K rate is up. But this is Holland's just not a K guy. He's just not a guy that's gonna go out and throw a ton of strikeouts. Like he can't strike people out. And for that reason, I think I'm gonna play some Oakland bats. I'm gonna go back to the well there. Sonny Gray at 8.6. Kind of got touched up a couple of games ago. 4-11, but 23 against Tampa. 17.5 and -4.1. His best game of the season was 37 against Cleveland. So this is a guy that does have upside. A guy that I think we can use. Next game we got. Oh, let me highlight him. Next game we got, and the last game on the 9-game slate is going to be the Toronto Blue Jays and the Kansas City Royals. Francisco Liriano at 6.3, man. Very fair price on him. And the last game he had that was good, I was on him. I didn't like him against Texas. I played him against Tampa Bay. Thought that was a solid matchup, and he did perform well. 25.5 points there. Taking a look on the other side, Jason Hamill at 8K is a guy that I think we can play, bro. I like Hamill in this spot. 18, 19, 19, 24. Yo, the Blue Jays have just not been prolific lately. You're looking at them, man. They don't strike out a ton. I mean, they're toward the bottom of the league in K rate, 18.9%, 165 ISO, which should be way higher with all those power bats they got, and a 331 WOBA. Now, if we see a lineup tomorrow where we don't have Kendrys Morales and Smoke together, I definitely think that, you know, they could be attackable with Jason Hamill. I really do. I'm going to have some Hamill at home. Let's check his home road split to see what he does. At home, 18. His best game of the season was at home, 24.5 against Cleveland. Again against Cleveland, 24. So this is a guy, man, really solid home road splits, okay? Away 19, away 16, away 6. Worst game he did have was at home, a -2.5. That was against my Yankees, so that's kind of an outlier. Yo, I think Hamill can be a guy we can use. I really do. I like him. I'm going to highlight him against Toronto here. Liriano, not so much. Since I like Hamill, I think I'm good. This is where the righties show out against Liriano, in my opinion. I think guys like Whit Merrifield, Bonifacio, Lorenzo Cain. I'm rolling out a Kansas City stack. I really think I can roll out a Kansas City stack here. So that's going to be the 9-game slate. Let's go back through, make sure I have all of my pitchers highlighted. Guys that we can look at. Odorizzi. And something I've done recently, man, I've really shortened my pitcher pool, man. I don't roll out a ton of pitchers. Today I was on 3 guys. I had 3 guys everywhere. I had Faria, I had R.A. Dickey, and I had Kluber. Everywhere. Didn't play one other pitcher. And that's what really served to help me, man, because we're good on bats. Like, we can get bats down. It's the pitching that gives us fits sometimes. So if we can just condense our player pool in terms of pitchers to 3, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that's solid. That's solid. Though, yeah, the Minnesota Cleveland game had a good question from ACP. Which game was it? That's you're gonna see the 18-mile-per-hour wind. That's in Cleveland with it coming back toward the infield. Okay, so that's why I like Erwin Santana's a little bit more. ACP, yo, post your Twitter in this thread, man. I keep trying to tag you on stuff. You know, ACP is the leader, one of the leaders of the 100 Band Clan. Them cats go out and on Wednesday night they have taken their own approach, man, and done this their own way, and it's beautiful. They are on YouTube. ACP, the homie, he won the pressure putt 100K about a month ago. Him, Seth Rudnick, another solid guy, a South Florida dude, and the homie, the North Carolina guy, D Pope 919 on Twitter. They do a show on Wednesday that is supremely based on golf, and it's such a help to a lot of people, man. So ACP the Don, at ACP the Don, go follow him, man. Check him out over on Twitter, man. Also, Casey Matthews is our resident CFL expert, and you can follow him at K Sizzle at K Sizzle 7 on Twitter, man. Go check him out. Right, Kurt Cover does an awesome esports article that's in the actual sweatshop, man. That's really dope, and he's been killing it in esports. We got the homie Lee the Nappy. He does the stream of consciousness every day. Is an article that he does inside the shop. Samuel, I like to drum. He gets the daily thread going. I can already see that happens tonight. Like he gets the thread going every day, man. And there's a lot more guys that help us here, man. So this is an awesome collection of guys. I'm very happy to be a part of it, and we're gonna be rolling from MLB right on into NFL. I'm gonna tell you how they fucked up. Excuse me. They don't let me watch too much baseball. If what you know about me, you know that during basketball season, the leg up that I had on everybody else was I watched every NBA game. And I always look at the camera. I watch every NBA game, all of them. And I'm taking that same approach with MLB, bro. I watch just about every MLB game. I'm watching them right now. Like I watch so much baseball, and I've come to recognize swings and ways guys are hitting the ball and how guys hit certain pitches. And I can't, and I can't describe what tells me that, these guys are gonna hit this dude, or this dude's gonna strike everybody out. I don't know. I can't describe what is saying that in a numbers standpoint, but I can talk to you about it, and we can chop it up. And I'm a visual learner. Like I gotta see the dude play. You know what I mean? And once a guy becomes a favorite to me, like I'm gonna play him. One guy that's on my shit list is Chris Archer. He really is. They tried to tell me not to play him the other night, but I still did it. Not a ton, but I played him some, and it hurt me. But of course, this has been your DFS Jerusalem. Remember, folks, there will not be a line drive tomorrow. I'm going to be in church shouting and screaming and thanking God for all He has blessed us with. Also, meet me back here because I am going to be watching some baseball as soon as I get out of church, and I will be in the first class tonight. And Jeremy Ladd. How could I forget about Jeremy Ladd? I didn't. Jeremy Ladd does the NASCAR. Awesome. Cats that have no interest or had no interest in NASCAR because of what Jeremy Ladd does in the shop, man, they're in it. They're in it. And it's really dope stuff, man. I mean, this shit is crazy, like how much guys pull together and help us out. So, we love it in here, man. And if you want to be a part of that, go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com. That where you will get the hookup. I will pull back the velvet rope and allow you into the very best Facebook group on the planet, and we can get it in. So, if you are on FanDuel, keep it 250. If you play on DraftKings, keep it 200. If you love the shop and you're down with us from the beginning, keep it 300. I am out. I will be seeing you in the first class on tomorrow night. We're going to be setting it all off, getting ready for another week of promising solid MLB. We're going to be kicking that off. So, y'all have a good one, man. Much love to y'all. Peace. I'll see y'all. Keep it 300. We out.